Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Terratech with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the research and development mode, in which we're going to be taking a look at the newest update, because oh my god, there is so much new stuff. Now, for those who have been watching my other videos, you will know that I actually lost power in the apartment over the weekend, so I ended up spending some time with my parents because it was Mother's Day here in the UK, and that was all nice and good, but the main point is, I literally just got back into the apartment, already knocking stuff over, which you may have just heard, and I just got this update. I have not looked at it yet, but we are going to look at every single new item which was added in this update. I just know there was loads, and I know of one weapon, because everyone told me about it, which is this thing. Yeah, that's a cannon, by the way. That's really, really cool. But then, there's also this one, which is far bigger, so I think that's how we will start. So this will be a bit of a short episode, or at least it'll be less content heavy, but I will be making another video straight afterwards, which should hopefully come out tomorrow or the day after, something like that, in which we go back into the campaign and then start building some new craft, because there are so many new possibilities, it's absolutely ridiculous. There's new movement parts, there's new weapons, there's new armor, there's new just regular blocks, it's utterly insane. This has the potential to be my all-time favourite update, and apparently this just doesn't want to get built. So I guess to begin with then, let's have a look at the new movement parts. Nothing for GSO, seemingly nothing for GeoCorp, however, GeoCorp now has the heavy thruster. Look at the ridiculous size of this thing. Yep, that's going to be just insane. It also now has the power lift hover, which thankfully can be mounted sideways. Okay, why am I not able to mount anything at the moment? Let me just restart this. Okay, there we go. Whoa, that's the new resting height. Okay then, so let's see if this can lift this. It really should be able to. Yep, it certainly can. Now, these apparently have a really high amount of weight capacity, so if we use these, we can make some seriously high-flying hovers, which is kind of weird to say, but for these new weapons, I really should go back to the ground, so expect to see more tests with these once we go back into the campaign, because let's face it, who doesn't want a giant GeoCorp flyer? Because I sort of want a giant GeoCorp flyer. So, no new movement for you, at least none which I can see, if I can say it out loud properly. Nothing for you. Now, Venture has some new tracks, the Hurricane track and the Ripsaw track. Now, the Ripsaw is a lower grade, a fast and grippy off-road track, great for taking rough terrain at speed, less good for carrying heavy weight or damage. Oh, and they're tiny. Oh, look at these little things, they're adorable. Go there. Thank you. Oh yeah, they can't take any weight at all, so we'll need quite a few of those for anything. So in that case, let's just put down our cab. By the way, there is so much to go through, I am going to have to be a little bit quick with this, so expect more detailed looks at these items once we go back into the campaign, because then I can go ahead and, as we grab the new items, we can actually use them and test them out and do all sorts of things like that. Just put that there, because why not? Seems reasonable. Yeah, very quick little things, but you've got to be very wary about balance, and yeah, they can't stand any weight. I imagine using these on a bike or as a support on the side, probably the way to go. So, let's see, next one, Venture Hurricane track. Beefy off-road track, built for speed over tough terrain, not the toughest under fire, can't carry a heavy burden, okay. What did it say at the end there? But it will get you through the trickiest inclines. That's what I wanted to see. Okay, I like these a lot. Also, look how they look. Okay, so that's these. So, what kind of connection points do they have? Okay, only on the inside. Oh, look, new weapons, but we'll get to those in just a second. Okay, any other new movement parts here? By the looks of it, no. Now, don't worry, if I do miss anything, I will be going over to the patch notes after I check all this just like this, and then if I miss anything, I'll simply go back and say, oh, look, a new thing. Warhorse wheel. Some new regular-looking wheels from Hawkeye. Okay, let's test out these then. Hawkeye Big Daddy wheel. Oh, wow. Yep, that is definitely a big wheel. And I just put that on incorrectly, didn't I? No, it's a 2x2 connection point. Okay, that's good. Very bouncy. Yet they act a lot like GeoCorp. Faster and tougher than GeoCorp. It's not got as much torque, but can shift as much weight. Yeah, actually, I really like those, and they look really nice as well. So if we do want to build a giant Hawkeye creation, that seems about right. Okay, so these can only go on the side, so that is correct. Just making sure. Oh, I like how these handle. Very, very simple. And don't worry, we will be getting onto the weapon soon. That's kind of why I'm rushing, because there are some really cool looking things I really, really want to see. Okay, then in experimental, there were no clear new movement parts, so let's have a look-see then at the main weapon I want to look at, the Big Bertha Cannon. Just look at that thing! Oh my god, that is ridiculous! Look at it in comparison to the Megaton Cannon. Oh, please be as strong as you look. Let's go with the bullseye first, shall we? Oh, there you go. It's aiming and fire! Well, that isn't there anymore. You seem to need to get quite closer to actually aim. Ah, maybe if I did the manual aim. Oh, and you're gone. Okay, how far back can I go with this thing still aiming? Okay, so about there, and I have to actually manually select. Boom! Oh, I love this thing! Oh, where have you been all my life, Big Bertha Cannon? I want many of you, just everywhere. Although apparently you can't aim, but still. Now the brick's normally quite hard to kill. Okay, so huge area of effect. So even though it didn't take it out straight away, that's a lot of batteries in there, but still, anything without shields is going to be annihilated by this thing. Okay, let's let go of you. Let's aim at one of these guys. You do have a shield, but you are much smaller. Therefore, you should die. Let me aim. No, there we go. I still think the manual aiming is a little bit clunky, gotta be honest. And yet, that shield did nothing. You are complete... Are you actually alive? The Bertha Cannon. Also, before I get annoyed by it, let's just put a block in there. There we go. Okay, so that's the new large weapon from GSO. How about this one, the Gigaton? Or Gigaton, I don't know. Let's see. Ah, slightly larger hitbox than I imagined. For some reason I thought I could put 2 on there. Still not as bad as some of the Hawkeye stuff, though, which has a ridiculous hitbox. Yep. Oh no, this one is actually on a proper rotating turret, which is nice. Maybe I should reload some of the stuff, because right now we have nothing to fire against. I do have to say, these wheels are awesome, and as I've said a few times now in videos, I'm sorry if you can hear my 2 toads. They're going mad again. I think it's because they haven't heard my voice in a few days, and now I'm back, they won't shut up. Because they respond to my voice, especially when I'm recording, so that's just how it's going to be, sadly. Let's just do this. I have no idea what this is, but my god does it look like a test craft. Just made out of the same block over and over again. Oh no, that's spoilers. Okay, so you see, normally I would just try and find these in the game itself without being spoiled, but I need to look at these weapons. Let's fight this one. Okay, this is a really nice weapon. Okay, maybe next time let it aim. Lovely. Of course it is actually explosive, but still. And how about versus shields? Again, a huge area of effect, so it's definitely going to fulfill its role incredibly well. And is that it? Yep, that is it for GSO. So now let's move over to GeoCorp, which I believe there's only one. Well, this... I think something... No, there's 2, isn't there? Yeah. I think some things have now been moved out of experimental. I won't be looking at those, obviously. So we have this. Finally, a plasma cutter on an actual turret. So we can now aim at things as we go past. Which is lovely, of course. And then we have this. Because... why not? Okay, stop aiming at that, please, so I can actually turn. Thank you. Yep. Just giant saws. Nothing really else to say about that. The GeoCorp buzzsaw is mainly used for cutting trees in half. The excavator is the next step up in the series. And this is for cutting planets in half. Yes, that's right, a planet. Oh look, you can plug it in with a regular household plug too. You don't even need one of those special power tool ones. That's handy. GeoCorp, thinking about you. Now, someone did say something in Venture is going to be my new favourite. Oh, there's a mortar. Well, that could be it straight away. Oh, it's tiny. Hello. Really slow firing, with almost no area of effect. A twin barrel mortar launcher that can oh, it's a rotatable... oh, that's actually awesome. Sure, these shells don't hit as hard as the GSO ones or go quite as far, but they are much better at hitting their mark from a speeding buggy. That's true, hit and run craft with these mortars would be amazing. What else do we have? The 360 shotgun. So it's a shotgun on a turret. Okay, I see a theme here, adding a lot of new weapons like that. The laser lance turret. They said it couldn't be done. A laser weapon mounted on a rotating turret? Nah, can't be done, said the boffins at GSO and Hawkeye. Okay, simple laser weapon. Mounted on a turret. Nice. Actually, it is very nice. The shotgun. Venture cluster missile launcher. Okay, maybe this might be what they were talking about. This battery launches 6 micro missiles into a swarming cluster that will home in on nearby targets. That's weird looking. Does it fire upwards? Or does it need to go... no, it can't be mounted side. No, it can be mounted sideways. Oh my god. Oh! That is so space efficient. Oh, they're latching onto it. Okay, I thought they were latching onto the sides. No, they can latch onto each... oh my god, you could just have a truck like this. Oh, that is beautiful. They seem to do not very much damage, but... oh god, that's amazing. Okay, we need to test this out versus one of the enemies over here. Excuse me, sir. Just want to test something out on you. These are tying for my new favourite weapon with the Bertha. Oh, just look at that. I mean, their explosions are terrible, but oh, that is wonderful. Oh, I like that, believe it or not. I rather like that. Okay, what's next? SMG like before. Okay, so, needle laser. This fast-firing needle laser will chip away at the target with a furious rain of laser bolts. Ooh, rapid-fire laser weapon. Well, that's going to be cool. Takes seconds to charge up. Oh, that's very cool. And they are on a turret. I like that, and it's very fitting with the theme. That's the thing as well. I found that Terratech, the more the developers develop it, the more on theme the weapons get, which I am so happy with. The Crossfire is a fixed mid-range rifle that packs more of a punch than the Hail rifle, but is slower in terms of rate of fire. It also apparently doesn't turn. Cool. Quite small as well, so you could put that on a craft. Just nothing too fancy. I think again though it's time to restart so we can start testing out against things which are killable. Well, I guess we could have been testing over here. You know what? Let's do that for a second because I'm lazy. Venture Rapid Cannon. A lightweight, fast-firing heavy armament, this twin-barrel cannon can outpace a megaton cannon in rate of fire and range. Oh, and range. Although it is let down slightly in damage and blast radius, which honestly does sum up Venture pretty darn well. How about actually aim? There we go. Huh, that wasn't too bad. Especially firing this quickly. Oh, look at the explosions as well. Yeah, that'd be nice. Outside of the missile launcher, I've got to say, nothing overwhelming, but a lot of really cool ideas from Venture. Still not beating the GSO editions, got to be said. And now let's move on to Hawkeye. First one is the Zeus laser cannon, which is a very big cannon. The eggheads in the lab have finally managed to produce this energy weapon that we can mount to a full rotation turret. See, Venture, not only you can do this. This ain't your average laser pointer. It will really ruin your day if you shine it into your eyes. Move that for a second. Hello. Said hello, let's aim at you, please. Hello. Whoa, that actually took down the ship. Did that explode? I think that may have had an explosion. It does. Not a big one, but it does. That really quickly tore through that thing's shields. Okay, I have a feeling like this is going to be a very effective weapon, though not the most interesting, maybe. Small explosions, though. Still very much welcome. Definitely a weapon I will be using. So much choice. The DFA mortar. This quad-barrel launcher fires further and does more damage than the GSO one. Also, all of this reading, great for my dyslexia, as you can probably tell by me stumbling all the time. It also rotates. It's a little slower, but it does turn. So once again, a rotating mortar, this time from Hawkeye. Huh. Yep, getting the job done. Small explosion still, but I mean, it's a mortar, it does what you expect. Wow, they really travel as well. That's cool. And still, it's nice to have a weapon from Hawkeye, so if you are building a pure Hawkeye vehicle, but you do want to use mortars, you can still use them. The monster mortar. Oh! Okay. I am impressed already, got to be honest. And that killed the enemy. Almost. Oh god, this is powerful. Very slow firing, though. I'm just going to hold down fire this time. Holding down fire, by the way, I haven't let go. Yeah, that is a very, very slow fire rate, but that damage is phenomenal. So is the blast radius. That is a really cool weapon. Maybe not quite as strong as I originally thought, but still very powerful. Definitely a contender for just very powerful weapons. Is that a shot? That is a very big shotgun. I mean, it's a shotgun. Slightly less power than the bayonet shotgun. There's a bayonet shotgun? The what now? Oh, the regular. I knew it was called that. Did that get renamed, or is it just me going mad? Takes up more space and fires a tad slower, but makes up for it in versatility. Okay, yep, okay, yep, let's move back, Let's restart the world again. Now let's test out the shotguns against a regular enemy. So, I'm not expecting too much from this, since it even said these are weaker than the other weapons. Yeah, less power than the regular shotgun. Still decent though. I mean, I know they're just decorative blocks and all, but that was okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's... Honestly, I'm probably not going to use that, but it's there. The Hawkeye Mark III Battleship Cannon. The heaviest ballistic weapon currently licensed for use in off-world colonies. Ooh. Shiny. Very space efficient, which to me means it's not on a turret. Also, the visuals say that as well. Oh, it will not rotate the very next line. So whatever weapons platform you attach it to will need to do most of the aiming, but when it is on target, it will really make a mess. The blocks kind of vanished. Now, I know these are explosive anyway, which doesn't help matters, so let's go over to you. Oh my god, did you see that area of effect? First one to just outright break the cube. Okay, that's a really powerful weapon, and my god, does that scream, you need to build a tank. Admittedly, if weapons are actually talking to you, you may need to see a little bit of help. What are you doing, Lathrix? Excuse me, sir, I need to test this, and you're in front of me, therefore you are the test subject. Hello. The blocks just vanished. That's glorious. Okay, let's just test out one, though. Let's just test out one, so we can see its power. Now, this one has no shield, does it? And it missed. Well, that went well. Only Lathrix would manage to die in the R&D mode. And yes, I did call this vehicle It was just easy to do at the time. So since we just died to that thing behind us, which I may have killed before, you know, turning the recording back on, we do have this. Yep, this is the new Hawkeye armor plating, and really, this is what you're doing right now. I am not losing to a cab, no matter how brave the cab is. Yep, it actually broke it, so that's interesting at least. So we do have now new armor plating from Hawkeye, which looks really cool, honestly. Small armor plate is tougher than the GSO, but more expensive and more heavy. As to be expected, honestly, from Hawkeye. So, yep, also looks absolutely phenomenal, so definitely will be using this quite a lot as we continue. The notch armor plate also includes an attachment point. Oh, now that's just really cool. That opens up a lot of possibilities. Okay, that is really, really cool. Didn't actually realize that, did that? Oh, back. I want to test out this against one shield. Hello. It just didn't have a shield. Okay, that was well done. And by that, of course, I mean it just instantly knocked out the shield. Why do the cabs always live at the moment? Why are you focusing on this? Fine. Actually, Experimental does have a new weapon, by the way. In fact, two new weapons, which I want to show off. The first of which I think right now is just too perfect to pass up. It's this. It's a plasma flamethrower. Which apparently, there we go. With a really cool model, by the way. Art designers for Terratech, pat on the back, seriously. And then we also have this. Now this I do know of because I actually looked at this first when I first opened the game. I know, I'm terrible, but I had to see it because you literally spawn next to it. It's an AA gun. Problem is, you can't aim it downwards. But if we look into the air, yep. Enemies are going to have these soon. Thankfully, they're still in Experimental, so I don't think we can see enemies with them. But this means Airborne are going to have some trouble soon. And sadly, you can't place it on the back, which means you can't actually aim it forwards. I think the only way you'd be able to do that is if you built a craft which has a very severe slope like this. So you're basically a giant cheese wedge. Similar to the craft I built, but probably more extreme. So you probably could do that, but it would be quite difficult. Apparently, they've also fixed the fireworks. Which is kind of awesome. So is that it now for new weapons? I think it may be. Just have one quick extra check, and then we'll move on to anything else I think I've missed. Or at least anything else I think is worth mentioning, which is probably anything new, honestly. You know I had to. So, yes, fireworks do damage. And they're not terrible, they're just not great. But if you really want to kill the enemy in such a fantastical way, then you can if that is your choice. Just glorious fireworks to the face. Because why not? Oh yeah, energy is now blue. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. So I think I've covered everything I want to cover. If I did miss anything again, I will be posting it in a comment or something, so make sure to look at the description or the comment section. But I do want to know something. What's your favourite new weapon? Because so far, I am really torn between 3 separate weapons. The first of which, of course, is the lovely new missile launcher from Venture. The Venture Cluster Missile Launcher. Because honestly, who doesn't love just this? I mean, come on! That's just so awesome. It's not the strongest weapon, I think, but it is a lot of fun, and because of how it fires, you could be moving very quickly and still be hitting the target 9 times out of 10, which I really, really love. Which does make it somewhat unique amongst all the other missile launchers. I mean, some of the others you kind of can, but this one you really, really can hit when on the move. The second weapon, which I really, really love, of course, is the Monster Mortar. I mean, is anyone surprised? It's a giant mortar and land. It's awesome, absolutely phenomenal, and I think we can have a lot of fun with this, especially since I think you can mount it on its side, which you can, yeah, so I bet some builds you could really take advantage of this thing's range and just build some really, really silly things. Boop. Let's just remove these for a second so we can actually watch the main weapon fire, thank you. That's just cool. That's just really, really cool. And finally, it is, of course, the Big Bertha cannon. Now, I will say, I don't think this is going to be as efficient. And yes, I know that's a little bit off-center. I don't think it's going to be as efficient as the Battleship cannon. The Battleship seems to do as much damage, if not more, for a much smaller space. But there's something just about a weapon this big, which is just phenomenal. And once again, makes me really want to build some artillery piece, or cannon, or tank rather, just to use this cannon. I want to build a cannon to use this cannon. That's how much cannon we're going to have. But I do think the Battleship launcher is much better. Just because you can stack it as well, even if the damage is less. Didn't mean to do that. Kind of surprised it fired like that because of the slow fire rate, I suppose. Yeah, that's just breaking through each shot. So I think a line of these would probably be better, but yeah, you could just have both. So with that, I'm afraid I am out of time for today's episode. As you can tell by the amount of mess-ups with my speech, I'm not able to re-record sections that much because there is loads of stuff I really need to do. I need to sort out all of the pets, I need to make sure the engineers have left everything correctly in the apartment, and I also need to do a lot of cleaning work. But I needed to take a look at this before I got spoiled on everything. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Terratech is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Also, there's a new battery from Hawkeye, which looks really, really cool.